creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep. Now, this has been posted on the wall of Laughing Vikings, and it was written, I'm sure she found it somewhere, but it was written by our
Director of Good Vibes.
Director of Good Vibes.
If we're getting technical.
So she writes every week. She changes it on the board. She changes the quotes. So that was the first one I've seen today, and like that really speaks to me, especially like making mistakes. I think it's healthy to make mistakes, and I think it's we need to look at it more as a victory in making the mistakes rather than, oh my God, I can't believe I made this mistake.
Right.
Just because mistakes help us grow. Failure helps us grow. The more we struggle, the more we learn how to do things. Like I think I've talked about this before, but I first learned about monologue selection from someone that I deemed myself to have failed this audition prep course. But like I went up and he was like, so you don't want to do a monologue about a story. You don't want to do a monologue that has a story because it's not really, you're not fighting for anything. You want to be actively trying to pursue something. And so I was like, well, you're not going to like my monologue. And he's like, I'll be the judge of that, okay? And so I went up and said, well, let me tell you a story. And so that from that moment on, I've always known that I needed to find something or needed to find what I'm fighting for in the story that I'm telling. And that I think is always really important, that we focus on the positive outcomes of those mistakes rather than dwelling on them. And so art is knowing which ones to keep. And sometimes you find the gold nuggets in those failures, in those mistakes. And the more you're open and the more you're willing to embrace those things as positive outcomes, the more art is going to happen for you. And that is a wonderful thing. Do you have anything to add to that, Lars?
Spitting some fire, BK Broiler. No, I love that. And I mean, you got to just think.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Don't apologize. It's your mic. He just dropped his mic, everybody. Oh, man. He got excited.
Sorry. Start that over. I'll edit this out.
You get excited with the... No, it's good. You can't edit it out. It's a mistake. We got to keep it in. It's perfect.
You got me.
Was it a mistake? Are we just so fucking meta and brilliant that now we're making mistakes during the mistake segment to prove that we do make mistakes or don't, or whatever? It was all planned. The bottom line is all planned. What I was going to say is that kind of relates to, you mentioned the three tenets of acting being relaxation, concentration, and imagination as sort of the progression. First, you got to relax, to then concentrate, to then fully unleash your imagination. But a lot of those mistakes and that process of which mistakes to keep, that comes from one of the three techniques of acting, which would be audition, rehearsal, and performance. And with any performance, and even before the audition, the rehearsal leading up to the audition, that's the playtime, and that's where you make, like, you just do things a million different ways and play with it, say things different, mess with your voice and your timing and your intentions, and just do everything, so you discover things, and then you figure out, okay, I'm going to keep that, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to keep that. And I've always found too, anytime I've ever like held any kind of like regrets or just feelings after an audition, it's only been the type of thoughts like, shoot, I wish I should on this, I should have done that, or I should have done that. And that would have come had I rehearsed a little bit more, because if that in audition performance was, say, the 50th time I've said that, if that had been the 100th time, chances are pretty likely I would have had that, since it was in my brain somewhere in the first place, I would have got to that before the audition had I rehearsed a little bit more. Yeah. So I think that's a big part. And then just remembering that it's play, it's supposed to be joyful. So even the idea of a mistake in play, like, yeah, you got to learn your lines, and yeah, there is blocking and there's technical things you need to do, but to take something as joyful as play that we do when we're kids and be like, no, you made a mistake. It's like, no, you're sort of not getting what any of this is, if that's kind of how you're coming at it. And I think might have been Will Ferrell, I heard talk about this. Maybe it was Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey, maybe comedians, but the idea of happy accidents. So especially in sketch comedy and comedy, especially physical comedy, dropping something or knocking something over or tripping, and it sort of then it comes off as it looks like a pratfall, but was genuine. And in film and TV, some of those things are kind of outtakes that end up making the final cut, because that ended up being the funniest take, and it was a line flub or something weird that they improvised or something that wasn't planned at all, and that just ends up being the most memorable take of it. So
exactly. And that sort of leads into a clip that we can show right now if you really want.
Ooh, yeah, that's good timing. We did not plan that, but that is perfect segue. That was the perfect segue right there. Wow. That's our perfect segue jingle right there. What do you got? This is a clip. As a lot of people know, we do self-tape auditions here at Laughing Vikings. We've been doing them for the last 4 years. Had thousands of sessions, hundreds and hundreds of actors, dozens and dozens of bookings for TV, film, commercials, and theater. We love it. It's such a fun thing to do. And one of the most fun things, and anyone who's a fan of TV and film and movies loves these, is bloopers and outtakes. I actually like bloopers and outtakes more than the perfect take myself. It's like the moment of joy that a blooper and outtake gives me is better than the moment of you fucking nailed that scene so perfect. Like, I'd rather see you fuck up and swear and accidentally knock something over than nail everything perfectly.
All right.
Rolling
the clip.
Rolling the
Oh, fuck, I was gonna say Brandon now. Shit, fuck, man. It's okay. First line. No, sorry. Fuck. So, yes, I know a lot about family. Fuck! Keith Pedro, Diamond Field Entertainment. Do I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, sorry. Hi, I'm Keith Pedro from Diamond Field Entertainment. Oh, fuck, what I said from? Fuck. Keith Pedro. Fuck. Yeah, fuck.
movie magic. Ah.
How do you know what I know before I know it? Fuck.
Yes. You get that cookie, girl. You get that cookie, girl. You get that cookie, girl. Yes. You get that cookie, girl. Oh, it's about time. Hello?
Yeah, motherfucker, get going!